Drinking buddies, I have quite the epic bottle haul for you guys today. There's a lot of bottles. The shelf down here is absolutely stuffed, but did I win a Pappy? Let's find out.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies, I'm going to start with Bourbon and Bones. I did get a couple bottles up in Phoenix. It's a cool place called Bourbon and Bones. They do a lot of store picks. So I grabbed a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, 134.9. And this is the best Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye I have tasted. It is so good. It is just loaded up with medicinal cherry. There's a little bit of subtle chocolate on here. It is great. Great bottle. And then I could not pass up this absolutely wild High West. So it is an American Prairie bourbon finished in Manhattan barrels for 6 months. So they made Manhattan cocktails and put it in a barrel and aged that, and then they took that barrel and then they aged this in that barrel. It's pretty cool. It's a really unique rye. Got a lot of Angostura bitter flavors on it. Really good stuff. Next up, this was also a lottery event as well. So if you bought bottles, you were entered in to win George T. Stagg, Weller 107, and Blanton's. I didn't win any of those, but I had a really great time with some great channel members, some great subscribers, met a lot of really cool people there. Thanks again for Patrick for picking me up on the way there and taking me to this event. So thank you all for that. It was really awesome. Next up, I think we should cover media bottles. So I have some bottles I need to review. I have this Driftless Glen bourbon. It's going to be 96 proof. And this Driftless Glen single barrel proof rye. That's 124 proof. You guys might have already seen this in a video. This thing is phenomenal. I love it. I'm going to be recommending you buy this all day long, every day. Haven't tried this yet. And then Chattanooga sent me some really cool stuff. I got the 91 proof standard straight bourbon. I got the 111 proof cask strength bourbon. And I got this absolutely wild, mind-blowingly weird herbal infused bourbon liqueur. Infused with ginseng, bilberry, star anise, hyssop, sarsaparilla, dark candy syrup, and a variety of aromatic botanicals. I'm very curious. It's 81 proof. I'm very curious if this is going to give me like chartreuse vibes. So I'm really curious to try that. Have not gotten to that yet. Got a lot of videos in the queue. So yeah, we'll eventually get to that. Next up, I got a few Total Wine bottles. So last Friday, they had some allocated bottles on the shelf. So I was able to get an Eagle Rare. I was able to get an E.H. Taylor. I passed on the Eagle Rare. They had that E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare. And Caribou Crossing, I passed on that one as well. Just, you know, I get enough Eagle Rare, but these guys, I just feel like you can't pass them up. Next up, I grabbed the Peralta bourbon from them because I need a bottle of it. I'm out, and, you know, the cask strength, I probably need to get another one of those too. They're doing those as picks now, so maybe I just need to do a pick with them to get a cask strength version. But this is a 90 proof bourbon with chocolate malt in place of regular malt, and it is a chocolate bomb. It is very good. And then I have to review this A124 Elijah Craig. I bought this one specifically because I've heard it's kind of a polarizing Elijah Craig barrel proof, and I like Elijah Craig barrel proof. So let's see what one of the weaker offerings looks like, because this one has been getting some mediocre reviews, and I suspect that's because it's 10 years or 9 months. And we're coming off of the C923, which was 13 years, 7 months. People look at that age statement and they often decide whether or not, you know, they're going to prejudge it by its age. So I think it'll be fun. I think when I review this, I'm going to put it in blind, so we figure out how good it is, if it's, you know, as good as C923 or not. All right, so last up is the fries raffles. That's the big Pappy question. Did I win Pappy? Did I win BTAC? I waited in line about 4 hours and then got inside to buy. Well, no, it was more than that. I waited in line about 5 hours total, and then about a little bit longer than that, somewhere around 5.5 hours. And that did not yield me very much. That yielded me a Weller 12 and a Blanton's Mini. I could have bought 2 bottles off of table B and been allowed to buy another bottle from table A, which would have been an E.H. Taylor straight rye, but I didn't really feel like spending about $100 to $120 just to have the opportunity to buy an E.H. Taylor straight rye. I like E.H. Taylor straight rye, but that bottle would have cost me about $200. Granted, I would have gotten 3 bottles out of it, but still, just the opportunity to buy it, I didn't really want to spend more. And I waited by my phone. And they didn't call me. So yesterday I sent my wife, she was in Phoenix for work, and so she went to one of the locations and filled out a raffle ticket for me, and we waited and waited and waited by the phone, but they didn't call her. So I did not win the raffles this year, and that's okay. Do you know why? Because I already have some BTAC, so I'm glad the wealth got shared around. I'm glad some other people got an opportunity to try those great bottles. At each one of these Fries events, there's like 40 to 50 bottles of BTAC and Pappy that are being raffled off to people. So hopefully these people are drinking them, not selling them. But if they choose to, whatever, it's their whiskey. But this is great whiskey. I hope they're popping it open and drinking it with friends and family and just having a good time. Well, drinking buddies, what do you think of my kind of insane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bottle haul? What do you think? What should I have? Should I have gotten a straight rye, E.H. Taylor? Have you had any of these wild Manhattan finished picks? Have you had any of this wild herb-infused bourbon liqueur before? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate all of you guys. Every time you guys like the videos, every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. Couldn't do this without you. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
I'm your drinking buddy.